Oh dear. Oh my God. See my screen?
Yep.
Cool. Oh, thanks everyone for coming. Today is the 16th community call. So I've been doing for 3 months. Yeah, so today is the 7th of October. Thanks everybody for coming. This is an open discussion today. There's no topic. Actually, there was a topic, but got like a clash with the Bitcoin Unleashed. So we'll arrange that guest for another time. But it's all good. Yeah, so I think most of you here already know what SIP is about. So I'm gonna just looking at the audience. So I'm just gonna skip what it's about. Hold on. Yeah, so but yeah, here's a great place to come in and get some feedback, get some different discussion going on along with other people and advocates for your SIP. So a bit of a SIP update. So SIP 13, I believe Marvin replied, which is at the early sort of accepted stage, earlier stage. Marvin replied to Aaron. I think just waiting for Aaron to sort of comment, and then hopefully we'll get that into the review process, which we have the caps for now. The technical caps are ready to deploy, I think. So we'll see how that goes for the first SIP that they jointly reviewed after this technical caps being in place. So I'm really looking forward to that personally, just see, observe how it goes, see what the learnings can be and different stuff. Yeah, so that's that. And a couple of things in activation in progress, later stage here, SIP 18 and SIP 19. SIP 19, we are, I think there's still a few comments from Fridger, commenting maybe just some feedback for Raphael to sort of think about before he sort of revised some of his things based on a few weeks ago. He had some really good feedback, potentially make this SIP even better. Yeah, so I think that's where we're at with that. And just a reminder that SIP 16 being ratified here. So that's the process. And here are some of the earlier stage stuff, the draft stage, transfers, safe transfer by Marvin and Mike. So if anybody got comments, things from Fridger, also another good one to sort of dive into. So we actually have a new post about is to do with structured signed messages or data. Sorry, this is to do with non-structured. And I don't know like how exact. I know it's the other side of the token of the SIP 18, the structured signed messages. Because there were some update or something that was pushed, and then different sort of marketplaces or Fridger stuff was sort of didn't work anymore, and then it spun up a conversation in Discord, some failed messages or stuff like that. I think other people can explain it better than I do. I'm still learning it as I go. So if anybody got any comments about that, feel free to. Oh, Fridger's here. Oh, Fridger can explain this. Fridger, do you want to have a comment about this? Okay, no problem. But yeah, anyway, so I think it's a new. Oh, hey.
Yeah, sorry. I just I didn't really get the question.
It's just the new conversation that sort of got sprung up on Discord about this new SIP. So I thought, yeah, just to sort of put it on everybody's radar, and it's sort of the non-structured messaging, signed messages. Maybe you could give a little bit background how it got raised, and what's the benefit of this, maybe.
We have a zip for the structured data message signing. And yeah, there was an implementation for the unstructured message signing, and it is similar to what's available in Ethereum. You have a prefix that that prevents that users sign some random messages that could be a transaction. So therefore, we have a prefix here, and it's just the Stacks signing message instead of Ethereum signing message. And this prefix was changed in the implementation of Stacks.js, and some people knew, some people didn't know. It broke some applications, some websites that used message signing. So there was a discussion how to improve the situation that this does not happen, and it is something that is standard between all wallets, so it makes sense to have a zip for that.
Cool. So for example, who are the sort of people who would include such standard? Is it marketplaces or wallets or both, or like Siggles, or something that Gary uses? Or
but one part is that wallets, they do the signing, so they need to know what they expect. And on the other side, there is the sign verification, the verification of the signature, and that's all applications that do that. They get a signed message from somewhere, and they use Stacks.js or micro Stacks.js to verify these messages. So all applications are affected that deal with message signing.
Cool. Do you know how urgent this SIP is? Like, is it critical to everybody to have this SIP standard set and reviewed? What sort of urgency do you think? Or
well, I think it's well understood. There is no dispute. It's just work to be done, and ratify it, and have one place to go and look it up how it works.
Okay, and is Hero doing the work, Kieran?
I don't know who is assigned, or if anyone wants to do it.
Oh, right, I see.
I don't know.
Cool. Here's a shout out for anybody who wants to contribute. Here's a one you can dig into. So yeah, maybe we'll have another week where we'll invite Kieran and Mark to come and talk about this in more details, or whatever. But yeah, no, thank you very much.
There's some questions about the issue itself from Gary. I don't know whether we want to do that, or so if you upgrade the latest Stacks.js version, then you're fine, and it's backwards compatible. So most important is to just update Stacks.js or micro Stacks.js, and then you are able to handle signed messages again. So you probably saw this message signing if you use Gamma or Haylayer or Cycle.
Yeah.
If they haven't updated, the sign-in will fail.
Oh, right, I see.
Or if, yeah, same for rider handles. So that's where I noticed something is wrong.
If it fails, can I continue to list my JPEG?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, it depends. So
okay.
Message signing is mainly used if you want to authenticate to a server. So if the application works without the server, then you can do whatever you do. But some applications say, oh, you need to sign this before we continue. So yeah.
Any comments, Gary or Jude?
Yeah, I'll just Quick, yeah. So I'm listening. Thank you for this. So we'll take a look at our Stacks.js version. But I'm just trying to understand, like, is this something where, once the SIP gets approved, this will be happening, or is this already happening?
It's happened already. So it's accepted as a implementation, or it's a implementation that we have, and there is no dispute
Understand.
how to implement this, so how other would implement this as well.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at the version we are running. Thank you.
So the main issue was that the implementation was changed without letting people know.
Got it.
So that was bad for the ecosystem.
Thank you.
For those developers that were not included, like you probably, Gary.
Yeah, I remember you. I saw you mentioning. Yeah, I'll take a look. Thank you.
Good.
Okay. Yeah, so it sounds like maybe the activation criteria just need to be sort of agreed how what that is, so that it can be actually ratified, right? Just appropriate activation criteria.
This would just be an extension of SIP 18, right?
Oh, right.
I mean, the activation criteria could simply be like, Marvin approves the pull request or something like that, because SIP 18 is not ratified yet. Its ratification is pending on the start of Stacks 2.1, because it also includes text about the to and from consensus buff methods.
Yeah, probably it makes sense to not add another SIP just for this small thing. Makes sense.
Yeah, if you just wanted to open a PR against SIP 18's PR, that's probably sufficient. There's no need to hold up the process of getting this documented.
Cool. I'll let Kieran know that too. Cool. Maybe I'll move on. And we've got maybe a show from my part. We got notes for the monthly update. We usually, for anyone who doesn't know, we got weekly agenda, then notes documented in GitHub. And these are more detailed notes versus the Stacks forum is almost like just a quick summary. And then I try to direct people to go to the GitHub for further details. The same for steering committee's monthly update. There is going to be a consistent place for agenda and notes. So so that's a monthly, last Friday of the month, 11 a.m. EST, apart maybe November and Christmas. We'll probably need to play around with the dates, but that's where it's gonna be, the notes. So yeah, so check out. And we've got early stage discussion, and the hottest topic right now is the BNS. And we've actually got a lot of views on that particular post. Usually we get views for like 100 something, 200 something, or 50, even under 100. This particular one appears to be very much, very well publicized and very highly engaged sort of topic. So if anybody got any comments they want to make, currently they are just discussing everything about how to update the contract to a V2, and there's a working group apparently. Yes. So yeah, please join the conversation about making BNS great. And just a reminder that we have 3 CAPs activated, consideration advisory boards. They are just panel of experts from different aspects: economics, governance, and technical. We're working on other 2, diversity and ethics, perhaps at a slight different formation or format. But yeah, and we've got a new person, Peter from Acadico. He does the governance and tokenomic side of things for Acadico, and he also expressed interest in joining the effort. So yeah, so I'm just gonna skip this and just leave the open floor to anybody who want to bring up anything.
I just put a link in the chat. I have something I'd like to ask a question about. It's about trade for marketplace functions. I think it is something that is already being used in several of the popular NFT contracts, and I think it should be part of the revised BNS contract. But I'm not sure if it's better if it was already a SIP before we update to a BNS2. So I think it's good that Friedrich is here as well. He knows about both of these things.
Yeah, I would say BNS would follow these standards if that's what we want to include.
And have you considered this for the new BNS contract? Because this would make it a lot
It's still
easier,
too
right?
early, I would say.
Too early. Okay. So I'm not sure what's necessary for this issue to become SIP. What is needed here? It looks like this is also quite an accepted thing that we want.
Write it down.
Okay. Is there any other SIP that I can sort of like take as a example? Which one's best to take as the, I don't know, the
Template.
Yes. So I can see if I can do that.
Something like zip 9 or 10 or semi-fungible tokens.
Okay.
They deal with contract trades.
All right. I'll see if I can do that.
Maybe 18 as well.
Right. Yeah, I think if I take the SIP 9 and see if I can use that, then should be good.
Cool.
I think it'll be shorter, right? Because
Yeah,
there's a lot less code. All right.
I wanted to discuss zip 19. I left a message that I think it's not appropriate use of blockchain resources. So zip 19 is the notification for token metadata updates. So it's a message to indexers that metadata changed. So there in the issue or in the pull request, there is other implication. Where is it? An alternative. What I'm looking related work. We could use a mailing list or a forum post or some API service that was denied because it's not decentralized, not future proofed, or dependent on third party. But I think there are solutions, technical solutions that fulfill these. Like I think Matrix is a good solution for that, because we're talking about off-chain data and we're talking about off-chain handling these data, and we just go into the blockchain so that someone else can get it out. I think we shouldn't promote the use of the blockchain for these kind of events or communication channels.
Any thoughts from the audience?
Wondering what would be the reason for the author to suggest doing it via the chain?
Because it's decentralized and everyone can know where to look it up, and so if that's an issue that you don't know where to look up the metadata update notifications. Then we could have a registry where each contract or something says, okay, this is my place where my current place where you can look up the current status, or where you get notifications about updates. So that could be on chain because it's important. The ordering is important, and yeah, I think that's so
Yeah, makes sense.
it's on chain at which time in a certain notification service was considered the current one.
I think this was a discussion that came out of the when Raphael was here presenting this SIP. The one of the concerns that was kind of adjacent to this that was raised was what happens if you're updating so quickly the blockchain's not even good for this purpose. I think someone proposed that there ought to be a way for contracts to just advertise an out-of-band channel by which updates could be conveyed, and the chain would just host that endpoint, the name of that endpoint, so that downstream clients could just discover it. Are you suggesting that that's just what we do by default instead in the SIP? Like you just announce an API endpoint that knows that downstream clients can just ask for the latest version of the metadata?
Yeah, something like that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally fine with me. What matters is that it serves the purpose it's meant to serve.
So it's like adding, we don't want to add unnecessary data to the blockchain. That's some of the reasons, right?
Yeah, you don't want to force people to do it either.
Yeah, and the data is not, so there's no need for this technology and consensus for this kind of events or communication.
Yep. Cool. I'll make sure, or I'll maybe just pin or let Notch, Raphael, Radio no. But yeah, hopefully from the last discussion a few weeks back, he would have got the message. If not, I'll let him know and feedback your comments.
So would that be something like get token URI? You have a get notification URI?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. And then the SIP could just standardize, or at least enumerate the sets of fields that API endpoint would have to return.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, good. Anybody else or anything else on anybody's mind? All right. I will continue. So just a reminder to let for people to sort of comment anything they wish about safe transfer SIP, SIP 13, SIP 19, BNS, Stacks 2.1 voting criteria, Stack 2.1 I voted sticker. Yeah, any of these stuff are out there in public, either on Stacks forum or on GitHub or both. So please, that's the way to sort of contribute to Stacks blockchain, or one of the ways, by involving in the conversations and gathering global consensus and stuff like that. Yeah, so this is the I voted sticker. Just anybody who wanna let me know if they want to help. But we got pretty far, and call out for SIP editors. That's sort of the next thing on my to-do list for the next quarter, to find more SIP editors. Yeah, so all the different ways you can contribute: Stacks forum, GitHub, CAP, SIP editors. And I actually just want to let people know that this week, like surprisingly, I've been contacted by like 3 people, like they want to contribute to SIP process, which I did not expect. So yeah, it's pretty cool to have actual people, not me going out asking people, but people now asking me how they can contribute. So just want to share that news. Yeah, thank you, everybody.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and actually, one of them was Marvin. I didn't push Marvin at all. Like I just said, oh, here's the thing, and then I think because he's been busy, and now he's like read the doc, and he's like, oh, how what can I do? So that's cool. So I gave him some info, but then there were other people, just like one is community member. Other one just somebody who's Devi. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe the social media is working.
This is hero gamer magic, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just doing things what's right for the ecosystem. I think it's right anyway. Okay, I will give everybody's time back and enjoy your day with the Bitcoin Unleashed event.
Thanks, Hero.
All
See you
right.
next week.
Thanks, Hero.
All right.
everybody.
Bye. Bye.